The first Sonic movie left us with a cliffhanger in which Robotnik swears vengeance in the mushroom planet he was sent to by Sonic and Thomas. It also shows us the first appearance of Tails in a post-credit scene. The sequel managed to use the elements coherently in its plot and repeated the formula of leaving us with major cliffhangers. After Sonic and Robotnik's showdown, we see in another post-scene credit that there is another mysterious hedgehog with a villainous look, but they don't tell us a thing about him. And that's the thing, just like those final scenes, there are several other moments that left us scratching our heads in awe. So without further ado, let's talk about the 10 questions we need answered in Sonic 3.
LONGCLAW?
If we follow Knuckles' story about the war of the Echidna versus the Owls, we understand how it all connects to that scene in the first movie where LONGCLAW decides to send Sonic to Earth for his own safety as she stays behind to fight the Echidna. We understood that this is most likely the end for LONGCLAW, defeated by the invaded army, but Knuckles tells us that his family and the entire race perished that day, leaving him as the last of the Echidna. So far, so good, but how did this happen? How is it that not only LONGCLAW, but the entire Echidna army was killed in that battle? Was a third party involved? Is LONGCLAW really dead? We need the answers to these questions soon when Sonic 3 hits the theaters.
Agent Stone? Now.
When we see Dr. Robotnik stranded in the mushroom planet, we learn he's made all sorts of experiments there and created a complex machine powered by one of Sonic's quills. There are several problems with this, and we can make ourselves a lot of questions regarding the construction of this machine. Like, how did he get electronic equipment in the deserted world? How did he know he could build this beacon to call for someone that would respond from deep space? Heck, how does he even have computers in there? But let's not get too real about it, only to allow the fiction to evolve. One important question remains unanswered. Who are those people who came through the portal with Knuckles? They looked human and carried human-like weaponry, but it makes no sense that they were working with Knuckles. The film doesn't bother explaining this.
Citizens, all in a night's work for Blue Justice.
This is pretty obvious during the action scenes. We see Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails running together at the same speed, or flying when it comes to Tails. How is this even possible? We are supposed to understand that each one of these characters has its own personal ability. Tails can fly with his helicopter butt system, Knuckles possesses his awesome strength for his vulgar displays of power, just like the one he makes when he meets Sonic and stops him with his fist, and Sonic, well, Sonic is supposed to be the fastest of them all. But yet, we see them all moving at the same speed. We could guess that Sonic slows down his speed out of camaraderie with his allies, but the thing is, the movie never establishes this or even addressed the mystery of all of them looking as there's no one faster than the other. It would be cool if they'd explain it in the next film. The revelation of the very existence of this organization that wants to capture Sonic and allegedly protect the world from alien threats was completely bonkers. Maybe it was about the timing and completely unnecessary wedding subplot, which made all of the people's existence feel a bit forced and out of place, but they surely come from the source material and play an important role in the video games. Still, their methods and actual involvement in past projects and present protocols aren't clear at all. We wonder how they are going to proceed now around Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, and if they're gonna have any knowledge of or participation in the guarding of the Master Emerald. We can't wait to see what they're gonna do next and what side they take in Sonic 3.
You can't beat me. I'm all powerful.
Death Egg Robot, the massive mech constructed by Dr. Robotnik with the power of the Master Emerald, is another great inclusion in the movie that comes out from the source material. It was destroyed by Sonic with the help of Master Emerald, helping him become supersonic. It was a bit too easy and we expect a bit more of this sequence, to be honest. Anyhow, one question remains, is Dr. Robotnik still alive? We never saw him die, and the post-credit scene with Agent Stone infiltrated on site seems to suggest a possible comeback of the character. But if that was indeed the case, Paramount and Sega are in big trouble as the actor Jim Carrey, who plays Robotnik, recently announced his retirement from acting. So maybe if Robotnik was alive, he isn't anymore, and Sonic 3 will have to focus completely on the next antagonist.
Oh, it's like that?
Okay.
We had to rewatch the film to find this detail, but it's a very important one. Before using the Master Emerald, Knuckle talks about his properties and the kind of power it could bestow on Sonic. What's crucial here is that Knuckles explains that the Emerald is so powerful that it could mess Sonic's head and we would lose all of his memories, including those of Thomas and Maddie, who he loves as his adopted parents. But the script seems to forget this established rule and reverts Sonic's status with zero effort. He keeps his personality and his memories unchanged. We can say that this love and closeness to his two favorite humans save him somehow, but that's just half an answer.
Your fastball will be dishonored, and so will you, Fox.
Sonic magic rings are important. That's what LONGCLAW taught him seconds before, sending him across the universe to escape from the invasion. And we see Sonic using his rings. The rings will eventually run out and Sonic won't have access to other universes. But then we can see the inconsistency of Sonic using his rings for the lowest reasons. A roundabout trip to Hawaii for Thomas and Maddie using 2 rings, done, you got it. But it gets worse, and this unanswered question is a bit infuriating. Why didn't Sonic retrieve his lost rings? He just let them be buried under the snow and never got them back. It'd be interesting to see Sonic 3 addressing the issue and teaching Sonic a lesson.
Powerbomb!
The last scene in Sonic 2 where he plays baseball with his new friends and family is a really pretty one if we consider it as the total opposite of that time we saw him playing all by himself. For what we see, Thomas and Maddie have also adopted Knuckles and Tails and incorporated them into the family. But how does it work? Did the 3 characters reveal their presence to the world just like that? Isn't Gunn behind them anymore? How is their daily routine as a family? We need to see this in the next movie to complete the picture.
My God. Project Shadow.
Project Shadow was the only thing they gave us to work with in the post-credit scene of Sonic 2. But what is Project Shadow? It involves a big convoluted piece of history in Sonic's lore. This is basically a top-secret project run by the United Federation as part of the medical research program that had the goal of achieving immortality and finding effective treatment for some incurable diseases. This project was led by Professor Gerald Robotnik, Dr. Eggman's grandfather. That's why they found a file that dates back 50 years. But of course, everything remains open to interpretation and adaptation until it makes it into the next movie.
It's hidden.
My God.
The post-credit scene finishes with the view of the menacing black hedgehog being freed from these secret Project Shadow facilities. Who is that guy? His name is Shadow the Hedgehog, and he's an immortal creature created as a result of Project Shadow. If we get to see the history of Project Shadow in Sonic 3, maybe we'll somehow see someone kept the project going in their search for power. Or maybe we'll see Eggman discovering his grandfather's steps and attempting to continue his legacy. Anyhow, the next movie in the franchise needs to explain Shadow's creation story to us, opening the door for an incredibly vast number of possibilities if we examine Sonic's lore. We like the first 2 Sonic movies a lot, and you? Even when the first one was a bit basic and predictable, things got better in the second one, and we really hope that they keep doing good movies for this franchise and answer all these questions they left unanswered. That's all for today's video. Check out the rest of the content as we wait for the 3rd movie to complete the Sonic trilogy, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn your notifications on by hitting that little bell button if you want to keep receiving awesome content like this. Bye.
Where did you get that?